And before we move on to other artifacts and terms, we want to talk to you a little bit about a downloadable resource that we have available attached to this lecture. So one of the key things about learning user stories is being able to see a bunch of examples of actual user stories, and that'll help you get some context and help you wrap your arms around the overall concept of user stories and how they apply within projects. As I mentioned, attached to this lecture is a resource with 35 example user stories. The first 10 user stories actually have the user story, the as a, I want to, so that portion of the user story, as well as acceptance criteria, as well as sometimes some description and additional details or wireframes for that user story. So the first 10 user stories are a little bit more in depth and have all those details as part of it. This should help give you a little bit more understanding and context to what a user story in a real project would look like. Once we get through those 10, the next 25 user stories are just the user story. So we didn't include any acceptance criteria or wireframes here. This is just to give you more perspective and more ideas as to what user stories could be all about. So hop out to the resources of this lecture, download a copy of the example user stories, and utilize it to help refine your understanding of user stories.